So my team brought me this article I have in my hands. Headline reads, 14 jobs for lazy people. This from Zippia. So this is interesting stuff, and more on this lazy thing in a second. There's going to be kind of a problem I have with the good folks over at Zippia. But they write these headlines because it gets people to click on them. So let's look at what did they lay out here. And as we highlight a few, we'll show you all 14, but as we highlight a few, understand here that effort is relative. Laziness is not an effort issue. Laziness is an attitude issue, and the attitude affects the effort. All right, so here's a few. So right out of the gate, a security guard. Average annual salary, $29,000. Now, again, these are the numbers that Zippia is providing. And obviously, a security guard is there to make sure that suspicious activity is reported or illegal activity is stopped, depending on the level of the security. But I look at this and I go, I remember my favorite all-time security guard, Paul Blart. I don't know if you've seen the movie Paul Blart Mall Cop, but I watched it with my kids because it's silly humor. We watched it several years ago, but it's played by the brilliant comedian Kevin James. And I got to tell you, I think that they accurately represented, minus all of the outlandish humor and stereotypes, of what a security guard is about. Doesn't mean that they're lazy because they want to walk around the mall or ride the scooter or the Segway that he rode. They do care about order. They do care about right. And they care on some level about protection. Are they FBI, CIA level? No, not what we normally see in the mall. But let's not judge those good men and women who care about right and wrong. That's what Paul Blart cared about. Does it make him lazy? I mean, if it's monitoring and walking around, does it make a person lazy? They're being vigilant mentally. That's what I don't like about this article. These aren't lazy jobs. It's all about the effort relative to the position. All right, next. How about a TV and movie reviewer? I mean, they literally say in here, if you're lazy and people tell you that you'll never make any money watching TV for a day, well, this job is for you. Well, again, any position, radio host, author, speaker, YouTuber, anybody could be lazy. It's like saying that if you want to be a YouTuber, you're lazy. Well, I can tell you that if you're going to be a successful YouTuber, you can't be lazy. Well, you just sit around and you play with toys on these wildly successful children's YouTube channels that my kids used to watch. Yeah, again, there's nothing lazy about it. It's about focused effort. And so if you're going to seriously review TV shows and do it well, you're going to have to be engaged mentally. Now, I'm going to be the first to tell you. Some of you think, well, Coleman, your job's lazy. You come in and you talk about it. I'm exhausted mentally and many days emotionally from the effort that goes into thinking, constructing, and delivering thought. So again, nothing lazy about it. Lazy has to do with your attitude that then impacts the effort into the work. Here's another one, house sitter. Now, this one actually made me think, Alex, because I was like, okay, now, wait a second. Now, the house sitter, I mean, okay, they got me on this one because I had this whole thing. But I was like, wait. Stacey and I have hired younger people to house sit for us before. And they had to watch our dog. They had to water plants. They had to do multiple things from a schedule standpoint, taking care of things. Is it super hard, intense work? No. But they're only lazy if they don't do any of the things that we ask them to do. So house sitters can do very well. The numbers on this, an average annual salary for house sitters, $61,000. That ain't bad if you want a low-key life, but that doesn't mean you're lazy. There's a difference between low-key and lazy. We're talking about pace, and we're talking about effort. But the pace and the effort doesn't make it a lazy job. So I hate these kind of articles. How about an assembly line worker? This one upset me. Average annual salary, $27,000. And this is what they wrote. Assembly line workers often do the same thing during their shift, making this an excellent option for lazy people who don't want a stressful job. There's where they contradict themselves. If you don't want a stressful job, it doesn't make you lazy. Maybe you've gone through something traumatic and you're just trying to work your way back into life and you can't have anything because you got some PTSD or whatever, or maybe you physically can't handle it. Who freaking cares? Do you know that this nation was built largely through assembly line workers? You just go back and do your research. The women of this country made us the mightiest military force in the world during World War II. The men were fighting, the women went to work, and we big time beefed up our military response to the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. You're talking about a lot of assembly line manufacturing work, monotonous, but wildly important. That made me angry. I don't like that. You're not lazy. In fact, if you're going to be effective on an assembly line and do it right, you got to be focused. Can't be focused and lazy at the same time. Here's one I thought was interesting, mystery shopper. Average annual salary, $51,000. Companies will hire mystery shoppers to test products and customer service. Again, someone who's doing this well, it's like a spy. How many lazy spies are out there? If they're lazy, they're dead. And so again, this is about attitude and the effort that comes from the attitude. And let's do a couple more here. I'll save that one for a second. Oh, you don't want to miss this one coming up. But first, here's another one. And I know somebody who does this. And Alex, this made me angry. One of their lazy jobs here is a sommelier. They are into wine. They are wine experts and wine connoisseurs. And I recently met a sommelier who helped my wife and I and several of our friends for my birthday dinner at a very nice 5-star restaurant here in the local area. I couldn't believe how much I learned from this young man in his mid to late 20s and had studied around the world. It's not a lazy job. Average salary, $46,000, but you can absolutely make well into the six figures. And these, again, are experts on wine. Do you know who likes really nice wine? Rich people. This is so stupid. I'm lazy about that. Okay, and this is fun. How about a professional cuddler? If you're lazy and you don't mind touching others, there are companies that offer cuddle services for people who need some companionship. Now, I want to tell you this right now. Again, if you want to be a professional cuddler and make people feel special, you can't be a lazy cuddler. People know when you're not really leaning in, giving a hug. Come on, you know. And so these people aren't lazy, Alex. They're weird. There's a difference. If you want to be a professional cuddler, you're not lazy. You're strange. You're odd. But, hey, all power to you. And one last one here. How about a test proctor? Average annual salary, $41,000. If you're lazy and just want to make some extra money sitting down and not doing anything for a few hours, this job is for you. Not true. A true proctor is going to be paying attention and focused, making sure people aren't cheating, making sure that everything is being honored in the rules. And again, they're focused. So there you go. And there are more in this article, but this is the kind of crap that I like to fight against. All work is honorable as long as it's not illegal and unethical. And so we need to begin to value everybody in every role in life. Simply put, I think we need to treat the janitor the same way we treat the CEO because the work is hard and it's just a different role. If you enjoyed this video or quite frankly, you didn't like it, don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up, and share the video. We'll be back soon.